Dixie Watley has the story.
What do you get when you cross the pop sounds of Duran Duran's Andy and John Taylor with the smooth, mellow vocals of Robert Palmer? If you throw in the percussion of David Bowie drummer Tony Thompson, you have the Power Station, the latest international supergroup collaboration currently working its way up the charts, with their album also called The Power Station and the top 10 hit, Some Like It Hot.
How hot till you try. It's something that we've been, me and Robert have been talking about for about 3 years, since we always seem to meet in various nightclubs around the world, you know, about 4 in the morning and start talking incessantly to each other.
I say, hey, wouldn't it be a great idea if we made a record together?
Yeah.
And it kept happening.
It just came together that everyone had a say in everything, and musically it was great.
Finally, they stopped talking and started working, though at the time, nobody paid much attention.
It was sort of like our management and record company had sort of said, okay, John and Andy, you can have $50,000, go off and play. It's like giving somebody some money to go to the pictures, you know, have a good time, you know, to placate us. And then we were building up this and we were getting in touch with the artists. And I think the first time anybody took notice was when they had a bill from a photographer that I'd booked to do the photo for the cover. And they said, hang on a minute, right, John, you know, we need to like strap him down.
And then when they came in and heard it, it was like, oh.
Okay, the photo session's back on.
Where did the name come from?
We'd just been to eat and we were walking down to the studio here, which is the Power Station studio where it was all done. And, you know, it's a great looking building, you know. And
we stepped back into the street and
I
looked
said,
at it.
Because, you know, it used to be a power station.
Yeah,
and he said, really?
It is a power station, and then we just
Yeah,
said,
isn't the obvious, the obvious is always the best. I mean, it'd be a great name for a band, the Power Station. That's it, the Power Station, let's call it. And it was just, and also, there was a lot of other connotations with it. I like the idea of the human power station, you know, being the heart, which is really where the project came from.
Live appearance this weekend on Saturday Night Live. The group will perform its new singles called Some Like It Hot and the T-Rex song, Bang a Gong. And what makes the Power Station unique is its members, 4 of the most accomplished musicians in the world. Andy Taylor of Duran Duran on lead guitar, Duran Duran's John Taylor on bass, Tony Thompson on drums, and super vocalist Robert Palmer. And we're delighted to welcome Andy and Robert to our program. Robert, you just got in from Nassau. The weather okay here for you?
It's fine.
Fine and
yes,
dandy.
I like the contrasts.
Oh, good. All of the members of the Powerhouse Station are very, very busy, very successful. So I'm curious about how did the idea for the project come together?
Well, over the years, we've known each other, the guys involved, and the producer, Bernard. And we always said, oh, we should do a song together once, just when we've got some spare time. Anyway, it turned out that after bumping into each other for several times over the past few years, we decided we'd do an album because we didn't have anything to do because we just finished a live album. So it left a little bit of a gap. And we started doing it, and then John got Robert involved after we'd done some of the music. So it took about 3 years to get together.
How long? 3 days?
3 years.
Oh, 3 years. Yeah, that'd be a little bit
to
different
actually
than 3
find
days.
a space.
Yeah. The album that you guys have put together is coming out next month. Now, you've got the cover tune for T-Rex's Bang a Gong. How much of the album will be new material, and how much will be tunes that we're already familiar with?
2 of the songs are covers.
Uh-huh.
And the rest we wrote as we went along in the studio. It was very exciting because other than wanting to get together and do it, we weren't forcing any end product on it. It was whatever happened. And so the more we worked on it, the more we realized that the chemistry between us was very unusual and that we didn't have to think or concentrate on what it might be, which is always confusing. And we sort of got to be at mercy of what was coming out of the speakers. It just snowballed on us.
Because it was loud.
And we started writing the tunes as we went along, and then we did the cover and everything else.
What's the other cover tune? Well, one is Bang a Gong.
Harvest for the World, which we're going to sing tonight.
Oh, yeah, we've got to go and sing it tonight.
Yeah. In public or in rehearsal?
In rehearsal.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
How would you describe the music? Out and out rock and roll? Oh, the 2 tunes that I've heard sound to me out and out rock and roll.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, dear, perhaps we better... Well, what we tried to do was fuse, because Tony, the drummer, was the drummer in Chic, a hugely successful disco group.
Yes.
And Bernard was the producer, was the bass player. So we've tried to sort of underlay a lot of funk in the rhythm And it's sort of a cross between soul and funk and fairly raw rock and roll.
Rock and roll.
Yeah, we wanted to keep it really simple, so that it was just a quartet of us involved. And it just so happens that all the experiences of the different players and how they approach their working is very controlled when it comes to playing. And we're working with an engineer who's very experimental. And so although it's just a rock and roll quartet, it sounds very different, you know.
We say the music is simple. How simple will the video be? Is this going to be just seeing you, or is it going to be a very involved production?
Well, we're going to animate the cover of the album with a dancer. And mind you, yes,
wait a minute, a dancer?
Yes.
Kind of dancer?
It's strange because the cover is animated, and we're going to use the animation of the cover to work into the video, so it's not just all our mugs all the time, you know. We're going to have another dimension to it, because as we're not a band really, we're just together, we don't want it to be confused that we've left Duran Duran and Robert's given up the solo.
Right, so what we want to present is the power
so there you
station.
go.
So the whole thing is to tie it together with this theme, and mind you, we won't really know, just like the music, what the video is going to be like till we've seen it. You know.
Andy, when will the new Duran Duran album be out?
We start on March the 10th, somewhere.
Oh, I start my album then.
I do.
I was going to get to you, Robert.
Plug.
You're going to start about March.
My plug?
Yes.
We start our album on March the 10th, and we're starting a tour in America sometime in the autumn with a new album coming out.
And the tour will be, how many cities do you think?
Oh, I think it'll be about 8 to 10 weeks.
8 to 10 weeks, so you should
Wow.
hit a lot of cities. Robert's impressed.
I am.
Your album, your last album had, well, at least 3 hit singles out of it, and...
Not in this country, but...
No?
No.
Well, maybe it's just my taste. Maybe so, because...
Oh, it had 10 for my taste.
It had 10. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That there were, well, there were 3. They got a lot of airplay here. I didn't know what it did in terms of sales, Robert. I'm sorry. But the point is that I'm looking forward to your new one. So tell me about it.
Well, the chemistry was so good when we all got together to do this project. It came up that I was in the middle of making my album, so we all moved lock, stock and barrel down to Nassau, and I started work on my album with the same team. So that's that. Now I'm about halfway through it, and I'll finish it up when he goes and finishes his album.
Isn't that a bit difficult, though? It sounds disjointed.
No, because the songs lay around as they are, and as long as you've done all the homework, then when you get into the studio, what you're looking for is the spontaneity in the performance. So you gather in all the bits as you go along. You don't want to go into the studio and sort of be stumped. You know?
No. Well, needless to say, I'm looking forward to both albums. And for a little preview of the Powerhouse Station, Saturday Night Live will feature, Power Station, will feature Andy Taylor and Robert Palmer. I'm a little goosey here, you know, you make me nervous. Thank you so much, both of you, for coming by, because it takes a bit to come from rehearsal and come by and talk this kind of stuff.
Pleasure.
Pleasure is mine. Let us now check with John in the newsroom for a look at what's ahead tonight at 6.